woman and you're watching the Stronger Together podcast. In today's episode, we talk about the benefits and misconceptions of training during your pregnancy, and we discuss with two Pherform members their experience while training up until birth. We trust you'll enjoy this episode as much as we did making it for you. If so, we'd love for you to share it with the world, and now we begin. All right. Well, today I'm very excited to have you two. So today's episode is talking about training during pregnancy, kind of the misconceptions that are out there in terms of what to do, what not to do, either prenatal, postnatal. And so excited to have both of you who are members here at Pherform and talking about kind of your pregnancy. And so let's start off and have each of you introduce yourselves, how long you've been with Pherform, and kind of give us an idea of your sons.
I'm Kirsty. I've been a member of Pherform for 2.5 years. I originally joined to kind of get wedding ready and get into my wedding dress, and loved it so much that I carried on. And then I fell pregnant and kind of told the team here, and they couldn't be more supportive. And I trained all the way up to a week before I gave birth to my son Oliver. And I was ready to come back after about 7 weeks. Just really liked gentle training, and I've been coming ever since.
And when did you give birth?
I gave birth on April 4th, 2019.
Okay, so a little bit over a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm Annabelle, and I've been coming to Pherform a bit less than you, maybe 2 years. So I was similar in that I lost loads of weight for my wedding, then got married, and then got fat after I got married. So I was like, right, I need to do something. So I came to try out Pherform and loved it. And then I got pregnant, maybe I think within like 6 months of joining, similar to Kirsty, 12 teams, and then trained up to, I think I actually trained up to the week before I gave birth, but then I also was still doing like walking on treadmill stuff on the day that I actually went in.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I was going to be induced
Yeah.
that day, so I was like going out for lunch.
Yeah. Life is normal.
Yeah. And then, so Freddie's, he's nearly 11 months. He was born on July the 11th, 2019.
Okay. And then when did you get into training after giving birth?
So I was a bit longer than you. I think it was maybe 12 weeks.
Okay.
Before I kind of thought about doing anything.
Got it. Okay.
Kind of hazy.
Yeah.
Making the most of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think it was about 12 weeks before I went back.
Okay, so let's kind of break our sections into prenatal, postnatal. Before we start this though, can you give us an idea of how you actually gave birth? What was your delivery?
A natural birth.
Natural.
Yeah.
And were you natural as well?
Also natural.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just I think that sets an understanding of not only the pre but the post too.
Yeah.
So, being a female-only gym, we have, right now, I think we have 7 women who are currently training and pregnant with us, and obviously everyone is postnatal after this. Give us an idea from your guys' perspective of what you knew about training while pregnant before you actually got pregnant.
I have to be honest, I think I didn't really know much. I was pretty naive, and I think that kind of goes, I feel that society really doesn't advocate women working out, or they don't really, there's not really much, I don't understand
Well,
it.
it is, it's like go for a walk,
Yeah.
or go for
Yeah.
a swim or yoga. Well, I don't like swimming. Yoga.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, okay, so how do I exercise then?
And did you guys have friends who were pregnant prior that you had seen them training, or maybe they didn't train it up when they were pregnant?
No. The
Okay.
only people I ever saw were in classes that were pregnant at Pherform, which made me think, there is an alternative.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if I do get pregnant, then I should go and speak to the coaches, because it seems possible to keep training. And I knew I wanted to keep active, not for weight reasons, but for me, I have a stressful job, and it's just such a release to come. And I come at lunchtime and I decompress, I do my workout, and I feel so much better going back.
Mm-hmm.
So that was definitely something I didn't want to lose while being pregnant. And the thought of that prenatal, I was thinking, all right, I must ask someone when I get pregnant how I can carry on.
So can we talk about that quick? So when you found out that you were pregnant,
Yeah.
like what was going through your head in terms of training?
I'm pregnant.
No, I thought, well, actually the coaches here were one of the first people apart from my husband.
Because I remember it was pretty early on. It was like 6. You were like 6 weeks when you originally told us.
Yeah, because I just thought, I've got really bad morning sickness, so if I'm running out of asked this to be sick, then people need to know why. I don't want to be rude. But also, I want to train safely. So I kind of want to get some guidance here. Like, should I be hibernating until I can announce it? And I feel that by telling the coaches, they then can make the right decisions for me and kind of guide me in the right way and modify if things need to be modified. So apart from my husband, and I felt safe here that I could tell the coaches and the people here that, you know, I'm pregnant, please don't make a big deal out of it. I don't want anyone else knowing, but should I modify what I'm doing and should I stop? You know, what should I do? So that was great.
Yeah, same. I'm similar. I think I told the coaches when I was maybe 6 weeks pregnant.
Okay.
Similar situation to you. I was like, don't make a big deal out of it, but you know, I feel rubbish. So, so if I'm not doing what I normally do, it's because I'm pregnant.
Yeah. Do you guys remember if you Googled anything like regarding training?
Yeah, everything.
And what are they saying out there? Like, what are you finding?
It's like I found it was like, you know, don't let your heart rate go above 120. So like obviously I was mid spin class. Like
You're like, oh no.
That was kind of the biggest one for me was the heart rate, and then don't do anything like high impact in the beginning.
Yeah, I didn't really Google. I mean, I asked my doctor, so I went to the doctors at six weeks, and she actually said speak to the coaches at your gym, and she was a bit more practical and said, you know, as long as you feel well, just look after yourself, don't do anything silly, you know, but anything you're currently doing, and if you're currently physically fit, there's no reason you should really stop. So
did your doctors tell you the same thing?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
I like really freaked myself out when I was maybe like 7 weeks pregnant and had some bleeding, and I was like, I'm just gonna sit tight for a bit because I'm still playing netball at that point. So I'm still doing everything I wasn't pre-pregnancy. So I probably then didn't. I probably took like 4 weeks of not really doing very much. But yeah, my doctor was the same. She said, as long as you feel okay, it's okay to do.
I think it's such a personal choice and a personal decision, and every single pregnancy is just different. So I think you know your body better than anyone, and you can take the guidance, but you should listen to your body.
Well, especially for both of you, it's your first child, and so I don't have any children, but I can imagine, you know, there's a part where you're scared of, am I pushing my body too much? And then if I do that, then, you know, if I'm experiencing bleeding, is that because I'm training? Or is it because it's training something else? You don't know.
I don't know. And also, you know, inevitably you've been trying to get pregnant for some time, and then it happens and you're like, okay, I've got to do everything I can to protect this little baby that I've been trying desperately to have. So for me, it was just a restop and right, I just need to take some time out just to kind of not do anything. I think I literally crashed on the sofa. Then, you know, once I had my 12-week scan and everything was okay, and then I felt a lot more comfortable to come back, and then, I came back 4 days a week.
Did you guys at any point feel, before you got to that 12 week, that you weren't announcing it just in case, or were you open to announce that you were pregnant? Obviously, you told the coaches because they need to know.
I felt that way, and then actually it was my doctor that said, tell the people that you would tell if something went wrong, because actually you kind of become ingrained. It's a big secret, you can't tell anyone, but then also if something does go wrong, you can't share that, you feel a bit weird sharing that, and that does obviously happen. So I kind of took that on board, that close family and close friends knew, because I thought, well, who would I call up when I did need a support network? So then that's kind of the approach I took.
Yes, I was probably more of like, I shouldn't tell anyone until 12 weeks, but then I was pregnant over Christmas, 9 weeks. I went back to the UK and we're going for a big family dinner, and everyone was like, oh, wine, and then so it kind of just came out that way.
You're like, none for me, and they're like, wait a minute.
I remember one of my friends, she was like, wait, it's Christmas, and you not drinking too much.
I think that's the problem. Especially in Hong Kong as well. If you're not going out and having maybe a drink, people get suspicious.
Straight away. So then I did tell a few people, and I'm quite glad it made, touch wood, everything was fine, so it was fine for me. But I can see why people
I can understand.
If everyone makes their own decisions, and that would be right for
exactly.
But
such a personal thing.
Okay, so for both of you, obviously you took a little time off until you hit that 12 week. You just stayed consistent throughout. How often were you coming to classes? Were there particular classes that you stayed away from, or ones that you chose to still come to?
I was 3 to 4 times a week, I think.
And prior to being pregnant, you were 3 to 4 times a week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I was probably 5 to 6.
We were 5 to 6.
Definitely. I'm pretty sure if we were to look here, you were definitely more.
5 to 6, and I think you then took down to 3 to 4, just because you're so tired. You are tired.
You were kind of my benchmark for it though. You were like, right, I'm still doing faster. I'm 28 weeks. It's like, oh my god, okay, I've got to get So I was pretty much doing exactly what you did. And then I think by like the 3rd trimester, that was when I couldn't spin anymore because I just like felt too big on the bike. My balance was all a bit funny. I couldn't stand up or anything. So that's when I started doing just like power, blaster.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
More of the kind of lifting classes than sort of just the boxing.
Yeah.
Well, and I love because you guys would always come together.
Power on a Friday was definitely. I carried on doing spin, and I just didn't do the jumps, up and down. So I would just keep powering through, and I quite like that because I could just stay static, chill, just power the legs, get some cardio in. But I don't think there was any classes that I didn't do. Even at night sometimes, and I would be doing burpees off a bench and just taking my time as long as I kept moving. There's always a modification to do on everything.
So during the time of during your 9 months, was there anything in terms of your body that you were surprised to realize either happens, or the way that you were able to move, or
my flexibility got so much better.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how is it today?
No, not so good.
Okay.
Just because your joints kind of get much looser, and I never knew that, just to help with the growth and the movement of your body to expand. So your joints and flexibility.
Yeah, I remember being in a squat class and TY was there, and she was like, your depth is unbelievable.
Keep that after.
I was like 35 weeks pregnant or something, and she was like, whoa, can we just take a minute? I think that, and also just like, I was surprised how much I could do.
Yes.
I have this image of women being pregnant and kind of sitting on the sofa and eating ice cream, and then like you were such an inspiration to me as well. But also just to still like keep coming to the gym, seeing that your body can still do the things that you've done pre-pregnant. It's just unbelievable.
It is amazing. It is amazing. I have such big respect for what a body can do.
I mean, we hear, I would say horror stories from a lot of women who are told by their doctor or their specialist is, all right, even if there's no complications, don't do anything other than train or walk or swim.
No.
Like that's it. It's like, oh, so you're not supposed to go about your everyday life. You're not supposed to carry. What are you supposed to do?
I also needed it for like the mental headspace, I think, because it was first baby and you're working and you're obviously you're pregnant. So there's so much going on in your head all the time about, oh my god, I haven't got this ready for the baby, but shit, I haven't prepped for this client meeting. That it just gave you an hour of the day where you literally just focused on you, and you weren't particularly worried because you knew that the coaches were telling you exactly what you should do, and it just gave me like the time out, which I really needed.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think you always needed that before, or you just recognized it with being pregnant?
Really recognised it more, and I think that always was a part of why I worked out. But I really recognised it during pregnancy, and just having time for yourself and working through it.
So did either of you have complications during your pregnancy at all?
No.
None.
No.
Okay.
No.
Or anything that you kind of were scared? Obviously, in the beginning, you were having a little bleeding, but other than that,
I started contractions at 35 weeks. That's 5 weeks before your due date.
Okay.
So that was interesting. But actually, speaking to my doctor, she didn't have concerns, and I was telling her, look, I'm lunging and I'm squatting, and and she kind of monitored it and said, oh, actually, it's more stress with your job, not working out.
Okay.
She actually signed me off early from work, so I didn't go into maternity leave, because she said, I think it's actually stress of the job that is causing that early onset contractions rather than you being physically active. And if you still are comfortable being physically active, then that's okay.
So did you then stop the contractions once work?
Yeah, they petered off, but I think he was ready to come out anyway as well. So he came out 2 or 3 weeks before the due date. So he was definitely an early bird. but and it was quite interesting. That was the only complication I really had. But I just made sure I got kind of doctor's advice on it. but yeah, he was a good size, so it wasn't really a big concern for her. And yeah, right way down and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was very lucky. I didn't have
Did you guys see any specialists outside? Did you go to the breathing groups? Did you go to?
I used to do prenatal yoga once or twice a week.
Okay.
There's just a yoga studio I went to in Cheung,
Mhm.
and again that was just a really nice time. That was more to connect with the baby, I felt, because there was so much breathing. It was all about feeling where the baby was, whereas this was I'm on my own, I'm in the gym.
Yeah, with loud music. Yeah.
I'm not focusing on the baby, so I did that, and then I did the antenatal classes, which included a breathing session.
Mhm.
We just did the normal antenatal, but I did do the yoga in Cheung, and that was the same thing, and you kind of get to have a little nap at the end, so that was really nice.
It was the good part.
Yeah.
Did you guys do any breathing mechanisms on your own then, or?
No.
So I looked into hypnobirthing, and then I was like, this is just not for me.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know, I just didn't feel I had kind of the mental strength to be able to turn off the pain threshold.
Mhm.
So my birth plan always included drugs, so I...
Okay.
And
Yep.
I copied Kirsty's birth plan, literally word for word, so mine also included drugs.
So
You went into it knowing
Yeah.
that you were going to get an epidural.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
Yeah.
And look, we have a friend that she went pure. So when I say natural birth, I meant obviously vaginal, not natural as in no
Correct.
drugs.
Yes.
And our friend actually did it no drugs, completely drug free, and managed it vaginal. And I always knew and I think every birth is different, and every birth story and every pregnancy. So each your own. There is no judgment. I don't think you're a superwoman for doing it. Any way it comes out. But for me, if there was drugs available, I was taking the drugs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, with that, do you feel like training got you to a point where you felt more comfortable in the actual birth?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you kept saying
100%.
that to me, Kirsty, just being like, the stronger you are, the easier it'll be. And I was like, oh my god, okay. This baby's gonna fly out.
I think one of the coaches actually said to me when I told her I was pregnant, and this has stuck with me, and I give it to advice to all women who are pregnant, that you wouldn't go into a marathon without any training. And you're going into one of the biggest physical efforts a woman or any human can make, which is pushing a baby out of you. So why would you
Yes.
where is the harm in trying to train your body and be strong physically, and also the stamina? My labour was over an hour, and I was absolutely exhausted. And actually, at the end point, I went, I can't do this. And it was my husband and the doctor went, you absolutely can do this. But I just felt physically drained. And I've run a marathon, and this was an hour, and the physicality of it was it just took everything out. In the back of my head, I was thinking, oh my god, if I hadn't trained, how would you ever? And in my back of my head was, no, I can do it. I can do an igniter. I can do a blaster. I'm gonna get this baby out. But I thought, if you hadn't, there would be that doubt going, I just can't. My body cannot do this. And I just think that training was so instrumental in having me
Yeah, I agree
deliver.
completely. So we were both induced actually, in the end, but similar to you, I was pushing for over an hour, and I do remember just being like, how do people do this who've done nothing? Because obviously you're not pushing for the whole hour. It's whenever you get the contractions, but every contraction you've got to do, I had to do at least 3 pushes.
Yeah.
And it is hardcore putting your body through that. I remember just looking at my husband, just what am I doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, oh my god, your face is so red.
Yeah.
It's literally you're putting everything into this. And I just remember
Everything.
thinking, how would you do this if you've never done anything?
Yeah.
Well, people have compared it to the contractions of you pushing are like you trying to get a 1 rep max every single time.
Yeah, I would put that. And actually, what hurt the most the next day were my arms, where I was pushing down so much. And I was still training my arms, and I actually thought, thank God, my legs and my bum and all the squats I'd done in power, that really helped. And even when I had that epidural and I needed to walk to the bathroom, I had believed that my legs could take me. So I had guidance, but I could take it on my own. Whereas a lot of women actually kind of have to be carried. Whereas I was like, no, my legs are strong. I
can do this.
Yeah, I can do this. And the day after, when you're a bit all over the place, my lower body was absolutely fine. I was like, my arms hurt so much from the physical strength of just pushing down and getting getting Oliver out.
Can we talk about the comment you made the other day regarding the positioning that they had you in?
So that was in my birth plan. One of my biggest fears was being prone on my back and just having no sort of traction to push. So that was in my birth plan that I didn't want to be in that position. And that's very common if you have an epidural, because obviously you don't really have that much movement if you have lower body. And my doctor was fantastic, and I said I really want to be in a squatting position, but I know I can't because I've got the epidural. So she managed to move the bed in such a way that I was kind of at an angle that I had kind of a little bit of gravity, and that she was like, "Are you sure you're okay?" And I was like, "Yeah,
I got this.
I can roll breath. I'm doing it." So yeah, and that was again in a mental thing, thinking I can do this because I replicated this before. I'm back training, and this is pushing out. So that was really important for me.
Yeah, I also think, well, I wasn't quite in a spot, but I remember being on my side, but like everything you see in the films is like a woman like screaming mercifully like, on her back. And I remember like going on my side and being like, okay, sure, we'll just roll with the side.
So did you end up having the baby on the side?
Yeah, I had the baby on the side. I was like, this is so random, but here we go.
And by the end, I'd moved on because I was like, oh, I'm fed up here. So she moved me then onto my side, and it was.
But then you what? So it's probably way too graphic, but with the obstetrician at one end, and I had my like leg on a midwife's shoulder, and I had to push against the midwife. So you are affected, like you are basically doing like a squat, but you're like on your side.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think having the strength made such a difference, definitely. And particularly with that epidural, kind of being able to walk and things like that made a difference.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So,
No. So I mean, we like we were saying earlier, we've been obviously having a lot of women who we've always had women who are pregnant, but right now it's a lot, and we're calling it like the COVID babies and everything. There's a massive baby boom going on right now.
Wait like 6 months.
Oh yeah, everyone's like, whoo. And so we've been brushing back up on our pregnancy and understanding not only the physiology changes within and the anatomy changes of the body, but what are modifications that we can provide, and also the mental side. Like you said, it's like, how can we get them to understand how important it is for them to train during their pregnancy, because that will assist in the actual, in the birth.
Yeah. For me, that's definitely one of the main reasons to keep working out, and if another would definitely be why I would do it.
So now both of you are postnatal for life.
Yes.
Okay.
You actually said that to me, and I didn't really believe it, but it's been 14 months, and I 100% am still postnatal, and I realise I'm going to be forever. My body will never be the same.
And you took 6 weeks off. You took a little 12 weeks. Yeah. Were you doing PT sessions during that 12 weeks, or you waited until after?
I had quite a lot of tearing and stitching.
Okay.
So I just physically wasn't in a place to be able to.
Yeah. And you none. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So in terms of, again, every situation is completely different. So, looking at that timeline, did you do any core, and I say core, but it's not what most people think of core, which is your flexion or extension, but breathing and keeping your Kegels and working on the actual vaginal.
So I did nothing, and I wish I'd done something, and I next time will definitely do more. I didn't really appreciate the connect that you have between your core and your pelvic floor. This years after you have a baby. So it's taken me probably 10 months. It's taken me up to now to build any kind of connection to that. So that's definitely something I have to do next time.
Definitely, and I think my core was the biggest thing and the longest time to actually go back. And I thought this week, I feel like it's actually gone back, and there isn't that gapping anymore. I remember one of my first few classes coming back in TY was saying, engage your core, and my brain was going, engage your core, and there was just nothing.
There was nothing.
There was nothing. And I've always had quite a strong stomach, and I was saying, I just can't, and she's like, oh, okay, and that was fine, we modified, but it's just such a bizarre sensation to your brain to tell.
Like taking Freddie for a walk, it must have been like 5-6 days after I gave birth, and I felt wobbly, like my body, my pelvis. And I remember just being to Johnny, my husband, I was like, we really need to turn around. I think we'd gone like 20 meters. I was like, I think I'm gonna like collapse or something. It just feels so weird. So for me, it took quite a while to even like get back in tune with feeling like I wanted to go back to the gym. I'm the same. Like I've still got ab separation now. So
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, building that. I mean, even women who are not pregnant still have issues actually activating their pelvic floor, right, or their TA. And so it's getting practicing that before you become pregnant, and then practicing it while and after.
I think that helps actually when it was prenatal, because so many of these moves, it's activate your pelvic floor, so you kind of know what it is and what you're doing. So I think that definitely helped me throughout, because you're not trying to learn while pregnant what is my pelvic floor and kind of how do I
you're like, why do I need to?
Yeah, but before so I think that helps.
Which there are benefits for women who are not pregnant. Obviously, it does help with orgasms and the sexual side of it too, and making sure like that is all engaged.
Yeah, and just for when you're older, like you know. I was listening to a podcast yesterday talking about going through the menopause, and they were saying that your pelvic floor weakens when you can go through the menopause, and that's before you have babies. So it's super important.
I love when we talk about pelvic floors and then you look at people and they're like, are they doing? Like yesterday we were all around and all said, we had obviously the male trainers that were talking and they don't experience, but you can see them. You look over at them and they're just like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And we're like, kind of. Yeah. So if you had to give any piece of advice or anything that you learned during your pregnancy, postnatal, anything that anyone listening you would want to advise them, or any suggestions, is there anything that you want to let them know?
2 things which actually I learned here, and I think they're the most valid, is you wouldn't enter a marathon without training.
Love it.
And you'll be postpartum forever.
They're not mine. I think mine would just be definitely train throughout pregnancy. Maybe in the beginning take it easy if that's if you want to rest, give your body like a chance to get going with the pregnancy. But definitely do something, and then be kind on yourself. Definitely, like there's so much pressure on mums and pregnant, not only mums but also when you're pregnant. Like every week you have the doctors, they weigh you and they chart you, and I remember just like, it's just brutal. So I think just be kind on yourself. You're growing a baby. You will lose weight at the end because you're running around after your baby. And just take it easy.
And you know what? If you don't lose weight, it doesn't matter. Exactly. Is your baby okay? Like, are you okay? Like that's all that matters.
Exactly.
The fact that you are able to produce.
It's a miracle.
It's magnificent.
Yeah. So I think just be kind on yourself and do an awesome job.
Yeah.
Good. Well, ladies, thank you for sharing your experience with us. We'd love to have you on the podcast. For those of you listening in, thank you for tuning in, and we hope you join us next time.
Thank you.